Welcome to He Say, She Say, the live stream where legal principles meet the heart. I'm Shar, founder of Law for Love, the most special place in the legal system in Atlanta. And after nearly 14 years as a divorce attorney, I realized that the very same tools that we use to end marriages can actually be used to save them. So I completely changed my path and now am here to help you navigate the challenges of love, commitment, and communication. Join us as we explore how to rebuild and strengthen your marriage one conversation at a time. Hey, peace and blessings, and welcome. Tonight's topic is one that has been growing a lot of traction. I can definitely say now in my 14th year of legal practice that the term narcissism is viral. It is something that when you are looking up relationship advice and you're wondering what's wrong in my relationship and why are things going wrong, there is so much material out here. There are so many conversations out here. There are so many tips and recommendations. And for me, when I began that journey, wanting to understand my own marriage and wanting to get some insight, I fell into the category of people that related to those who would consider themselves or call themselves empaths. And so the talking points at that time, and I don't know how much of it has changed, simply because I have deviated from the conventional talking points and wisdom around this subject. But at that time, what I was learning about myself and the answers that I sought to find about my relationship, my marriage, was that I, as an empath, attract narcissistic people, that people who are energy vampires, right? So this is the other language around what narcissism is, at least from the paradigm of an empathic person, that these people are energy vampires, and the only way to survive a relationship with someone who is displaying any type of behavior that is representative of narcissism is to leave. The only way that you can survive a narcissistic relationship is to run. And this was the conventional wisdom at the time. And again, I did walk away from a lot of the things that I encountered at that time when I was looking for answers. And so tonight, I want to talk about narcissism from the standpoint of the fallacy that is attached to a lot of the advice that you will find in the culture, on social media, in books. I'm not a mental health expert. I'm not licensed therapist, but who I am is someone who has seen what we've all grown to know and describe as narcissistic behavior. I've seen it not only in my practice, but I have learned how to rise above it and its manifestations, even in my own personal life. And so it is from my personal life that I am sharing primarily just as a message of hope and courage for anyone out here who may be wondering, hey, am I married to a narcissist? Am I condemned to being free only by divorcing or leaving this person? And what I want to share with you out of my personal narrative tonight, I'm hoping you will take to heart, you will take prayerfully, and you will weigh it in consideration of prayer and what the Most High, the Spirit of Truth, is leading you with respect to how to rise above brokenness. So tonight is not about providing any kind of clinical advice or diagnosis, one of the first things that I'll say is that a lot of people, and we all do it to a certain degree, we're seeking to understand, why is this person showing up the way that they show up? What is their what is their clinical diagnosis? It is uh, it seems like they're exhibiting signs of depression. It seems like they're having trouble with anxiety. I think my husband or my wife is bipolar, right? I see this more often in my work than you could even imagine. People diagnosing their spouses. But what I've grown to learn is that spending time more on trying to understand or diagnose your husband or your wife is less fruitful than investing in your power to rise above their brokenness. See, what I've learned in navigating what I was once very, very convinced was, some type of clinical issue that I was going to have to file a divorce and run away from. What I discovered was the issues were more about an internal conflict that he had going on, right? And that when I focused on what I had going on, then what I began to do is I began to recognize narcissistic behaviors in myself. Again, tonight, I want to encourage you about your power to rise above brokenness. What many people try to do, and this is why I believe marriage counseling does not work, many people want to go and they want to point at everything that's wrong with this other person, and they want the other person to change so that they can feel safe in the relationship. What I have learned, what I have walked through, what I have experienced by the direct leading of the Spirit of truth and total self-acceptance and love, and receiving healing in those areas in me that attracted narcissistic behavior in others, I realized that my own narcissistic tendencies, right, they were rooted in brokenness. And so when I talk about narcissism from this standpoint, again, I'm not speaking clinically. What clinical narcissism is, that's not my lane. But narcissistic behavior and the way that it shows up, especially in the age of smartphones, it's something that I dare say impacts more than 99% of families. And here's why. If you are engaged in enjoying any type of content on a smart device, you have a smart device that you can scroll through and find things that you enjoy spending time on, people that you like listening to, things that make you laugh, information that intrigues you, then the fact that this device is cataloging your interest, how long you linger on thumbnails, the way that you're engaging with content, who you're sharing content with, the type of content you share. And the fact that this device is cataloging that and then ensuring that the For You page gives you more of the stuff that you like. By default, we have a narcissistic programming device, each and every one of us who is consuming content online. And so when I, as the desperate housewife, right, am looking up content about how it feels when my husband doesn't show up the way that I think husbands should show up, or how can I understand ways to be more happy in my relationship with my husband, then I'm going to get more of things that are going to keep me online longer and feed my prejudices on the issue. The algorithm's job is to keep me online. The algorithm's job is not to confront me to change my mind. I'm wondering if you're getting where I'm going here when I say that modern day culture of narcissism comes from the fact that we spend more time in our own thoughts than ever before in the history of mankind. And the fact that we're spending more time in our own thoughts and getting a feedback mechanism from our own prejudices, our own biases, our own hurts, and our own wounds, a reinforcement of why we're wrong and why somebody else is hurting us and why somebody else is wrong, rather than us being the problem. That's step number one. Step number one is that rising above narcissism is defeating your own internal narcissist, recognizing that you have biases and you have prejudices that you feel justified in to explain why you're hurting, to explain this happened to me, and making it an easier understanding or paradigm to say I'm hurting because of you. I'm hurting because of what you did to me. This is the eternal victim programming mechanism when we are not careful. When we are not mindful about where we're landing in relationship spaces as it relates to what we're looking for on this bad boy, we are being programmed into victimhood. And that was the first step for me. Rising above narcissistic behavior that, hey, based on the books that I was reading, that's what I was dealing with. That's what I was dealing with. But I couldn't quite reconcile with this idea that you mean to tell me if I love somebody who's narcissistic, that there's no real loving them. There's no real there's no way that I can be a part of remaining true to myself, even in a shared space with my narcissist. I had a very, very hard time embracing that as being the truth. So I got super duper focused on dealing with my brokenness and dealing with where I was showing up selfishly and self-centeredly, where I was showing up blaming instead of taking ownership. And what that did, and here's what I want you to know and understand: if you are wrestling and navigating a narcissistic relationship, something that you've been reading on, something you've been watching content on, something that is resonating as true, like, okay, I'm an empath and I have attracted an energy vampire and the energy vampire is killing me. I want you to know that you do not have to be killed by an energy vampire if you are remaining in a relationship. Because if you defeat your own internal narcissist, if you defeat your own internal victim, then you remove all power from the person that you've labeled as the energy vampire in your life. Because when you really think about it, by me looking at my husband and concluding that he's a narcissist and I'm the empath and that he is the energy vampire and he is fueling himself on my emotional energy, right? This is how it's discussed in those circles. Am I correct? Isn't this how social media and the modern psychology is describing narcissistic cycles? There is a energy vampire. Okay, cool. There's an energy vampire, and there's someone whose energy is being siphoned away from them. By definition, if you are the person who is the empath that the life is being sucked out of, then you are agreeing that you are a victim to your narcissist. So tell me this: Does the narcissist have more power over your right to choose whether or not you're going to be a victim? Then you have to say, I'm not your victim. Because here's what I learned by recognizing that paradigm of seeking understanding of how I'm navigating life with someone who does show up as a narcissist, for real, for real. And I'm not saying this to bad mouth at all. But what I am saying is that my peace remains with me because I removed the victim label off of my relationship. You can only get the emotion I give you. You can only draw me into emotions if I agree to be drawn into emotions. When you have navigated life with someone who does not have their own adaptive mechanism to find authentic connection with other people, and the only way they know how to get emotional connection is by manipulating your emotions to get it, then you are fully armed not to become the source of their energy. I mean, it does that make sense? If I know that your goal in this next conversation that we're getting ready to have, your goal is to trip me up and to get me angry, to cause me to pop off, so you can point the finger and it's like, see, that's a problem. You don't have any control over your emotions, but you sabotaged and booby trapped me to fall like that. Who really had the power? Was it the person who set me up the trip? Or was it me who act like I didn't see the trip line? And that's what I want to tell you. Rising above the narcissist and navigating life with the narcissist is recognizing that the narcissist wants you to think you crazy. The narcissist wants to stage conversations that have you looking back at yourself and asking yourself, what the hell just happened here? It doesn't take more than a dozen of these conversations for you to realize that you getting tripped up so you could be looking crazy and you could go screaming and hollering and yelling while this person is just feeling relieved and actually having some kind of emotional engagement with another human being. If you've had a dozen of these conversations where you have been gaslighted, where you have been set up, when something you say gets twisted out of shape and proportion, you have no idea how this conversation got where it got, then guess what? You need to learn strategy on how to engage the narcissist, on how to navigate the narcissist. And I'm here to tell you right now, when I stopped being a victim, when I destroyed my own narcissistic behavior, when I cut the cords of emotional codependence, when I decided to pour into myself and to allow the source of my peace, joy, and love to be my creator and not another human being, then I took hold of a peace that cannot be taken from me without my consent. And you can do the same thing. If you are navigating life with someone who is constantly seeking negative emotional feedback from you, because that's the thing about a narcissist. It's not enough for the emotion to be joy and laughter. No, 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 no. Because the moment this person is hyper focusing on how insecure they're feeling in the relationship and the negativity and the conflict that rises up in them as a result, the real victim is them, to look at you, to blame you for something rather than them being honest and facing their mess. So they're coming for you in victim mode while at the same time wanting you to think you're the victim. It is such a mind game. It is such a mind game. And if you are pure, I don't like the word empath because out here in these YouTube streets, it's associated a lot with, like entry-level witches. I mean, I'm just saying. It is, and that's what I learned in this space. But If you are a person who is full of compassion, if you feel the pain of other people, if you care about seeing other people overcoming their brokenness, if you try to make things better with a hug, if you're the person who, like myself, you come into a room and you just start passing out butterflies and sunshine, if that's who you are, then I want you to know that navigating life with a narcissist begins with the fact that, yes, your compassion does attract broken people and broken situations. But is that a bad thing? The gift of compassion is a necessary openness for the conductivity of healing. So most people that you would meet in this space, people like myself, overly trusting and open and vulnerable, like that's who I am, right? If that's who you are, then the reason a narcissist comes into your life is to test whether or not you will shut down the compassion gift that's in you, whether or not you would just repent of it and be like, I wish I didn't have this gift because it only brings me pain. That is the test. The narcissist, I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't played any of these millennial video games. Anything millennial video games, I can only make references to Mario Brothers for real, in terms of the concept that I want to illustrate. But first generation Mario Brothers, at the end of every level, you had to fight a dragon. And each level, the dragon got a little bit harder to fight, right? A narcissist and a narcissistic relationship is the dragon test for people who are gifted in compassion. I need you to understand this. Becoming perfected in love and compassion may include your learning how to take your power and control your power and to only love someone operating out of the brokenness of narcissism. Narcissism is brokenness. When a narcissist shows up, a narcissist is revealing how broken, afraid, and insecure they really are. And they are so broken and afraid, rather than honestly admitting how afraid and broken they are, they stage all of these different events to soothe themselves temporarily from feeling powerless in their brokenness. I'm not making no excuses for foolishness or bad behavior. I'm just defining and wanting to get a meeting of the minds with y'all about what we're talking about. So let me take a quick moment and see, y'all. What do y'all have to say about narcissism? Where are my compassionate folks? My people who feel what other people feel. My people who you seem to, throughout your life, you attract broken people in broken situations. When I think about a lot of friendships even that I've had over the years, I always just wanted to show up letting everybody know it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. No, here's the silver lining. That's always been me. And if you're like that, I want you to know that you are not a victim in a narcissistic relationship. You are in a testing ground to seize power and to exercise dominion in the space of healing. You hear what I'm saying, Sister Cynthia? You hear what I'm saying, Sister Yamin? Yamina? You hear what I'm saying, Auntie? Thank y'all now. It is a test of dominion for the people who are gifted with compassion. You are called to healing. What the enemy wants to do, okay, you feel what I'm saying, Sister Princess? Now, Brother Red, you know if you put some, I can't see what you wrote. It look like some. Did you put a symbol in here, Brother Red? You know you got to give me some text. Don't do me. Brother Red. We just had a meeting of the minds about giving me verbal. I mean, like a visual cues. And you gonna do me like that? I can't make out what you put on here. You were. Let me blow these up a little bit, y'all. Cause look, I walk by faith, and my sight is a work in progress. We gonna put it like that. Oh. Mm, mm. My heart goes out to you with this situation. I see this situation quite a bit in family laws. Sister Yamina. So the I want you to think about the strategy of the kingdom of darkness. You have a gift that heals people. You have a gift that allows people to feel safe and to open up and to receive deliverance. You have a gift that sets people free. If your enemy wants to stop you, he got to send a narcissist into your life. He has the biggest weapon he has to stop you from loving. Sister, you have to remain open when you have this kind of gift. And it's absolutely terrifying. I laugh all the time. So y'all know some of y'all may know this. I keep a team of untrusting people around me because their gift is different than mine. I recognize that I am supposed to be compassionate. I am supposed to be open, and I am supposed to be forgiving, because that's how the loving power of Yah flows through me to heal broken situations. Okay. So when you are this type of person, when you are someone with the gift of compassion, you got to have you some untrusting bastards on your team. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I'm saying, look, you gotta have some skeptics on your team who understand your gift and who gonna help protect you. You still got some. I the more I came to understand my gift family, the more I appreciate anytime I cross paths and I forge relationships with people who are not trusting, who do not necessarily operate in the gift of compassion that I operate in. They are just super skeptical because of the way that they're wired. These are my folks, because I can't afford to become closed. The enemy wants the compassionate, gifted person to close up and shut out. How you gonna heal anybody when you shut down? How you gonna feel what somebody feeling if you detach from your own emotions simply to survive the narcissist? The narcissist is your testing ground. Let me see what y'all got in here because I can't read them naturally yet. Big red like the you laughing about you. Oh no, you laughing at being the untrusting person who helped protect folk like me. Hey, I look need your help, bruh. Um, being compassionate. That is okay. You had something else that you said. Hey, bro, Red, we need y'all on our team. Look, teamwork make the dream work. I've even asked that. Thank you for saying this. That's how you know you're supposed to operate in the gift. Everybody with a particular, your gift is gonna bring warfare to your life. Do you know that even the people that speak about this the most openly about repenting their gift and asking the Most High to take it away from them? I've heard it mostly from people that have I've heard it from people who are seers, people who actually see the demonic, who actually they actually see the demonic. They are the ones who I've heard so often be like, I have prayed, I don't want to see. I don't want to be able to see the spirit realm. But I'm so glad that you said this, sis, because this is why the warfare came. Not for you to have the gift taken away, but for you to take dominion in the territory of your gift. You are supposed to love. You are supposed to forgive. You are supposed to remain open. Your joy should be full and running over. And yes, you're supposed to have some folks in your team that will be untrusting on your behalf to help protect your gift. Please don't repent of the gift. It is such a beautiful gift. And it does break, because you know what? It makes you feel broken because of how open you are. So we're open with the wrong joker, or we're open with someone who's the testing ground for our exercise of dominion. Because I'm going to tell you something, what I've been learning about compassion and what I've been learning about this gift. I'm actually writing a training about this. The word compassion, when you look at the biblical etymology of it, it is a judicial authority. We've been programmed by society that compassion is an emotion. That's only part of it. Compassion is an authority. It is a spiritual authority to judge. And compassion operates in the realm of taking authority over evil spirits. That's why when a narcissist show up, you practice forgiveness, unrelenting forgiveness, and you practice emotional management of your gift. Because as a person who's gifted in compassion, we get high on love. We get like, love is our look. I don't need no other source of dopamine. If I can love, that's all the dopamine I need. That's our compassionate folks. Our compassionate folks get high just on hugs and happy feelings. But your gift goes beyond emotion. Your gift is spiritual authority and warfare. Narcissism is the warfare that attracts itself to you to shut your compassion down, cause you to develop a stony heart. And when your heart becomes stone from unforgiveness, resentment, rage, all of these things are manifestation of unhealed wounds. When you have a stony heart, the word cannot take root and you will not bear fruit. This is an enemy attack. Understand, this is a test of your dominion. Have a heart of flesh. Remain open. I ain't saying be stupid. Don't be gullible. Learn how to ask questions. Learn how to give a side eye until proven otherwise. But closing off or shutting down this gift is exactly what the Prince of Darkness wants. And I want to encourage you, especially you, Sister Yamina. I know how much it hurts. And I know how tempting it is to just turn over to the bad side, to the dark side, and just stop giving a damn about anybody. But I want you to know that your gift is so beautiful, it's so special, it's so unique, and it's so necessary that the enemy had to throw a narcissist in your path. And the enemy was used through a narcissist, and the Most High allowed it so that you would be perfected in operating in this gift and yielding the power of the Most High through compassion. I'm telling you, that's what the narcissist is pointing to your power, and you are not a victim. I hope that blesses you. Does that make sense? Does any of that make sense, sis? Look, I'm coming for you too, y'all's golden daughter. Hey, you want some of this too? You get some of this too. Don't you shut down that gift. Don't you let the enemy take your gift. Because when you overcome the narcissist, sis, when you overcome and you yield compassion with skill, grace, love, forgiveness, openness, vulnerability, and you no longer see it as a weakness, but as your superpower, I'm telling you right now, the earth will shake as you walk in your authority and you love without fear. That is why the scriptures say perfect love casts out fear. Your enemy wants to punk you and make you afraid to love. I ain't gonna never let nobody get me like that again. That is darkness one-on-one. Get you to make an agreement with yourself never to get God again. That's exactly what the enemy wants to have you. When the enemy has you at this place, repenting of your gift and promising that you will never let anyone hurt you like that again, he knows that he has stopped you from destroying the works of darkness. I hope I'm making sense. Honey, look. Look, some of y'all up in here witness that I'm walking out what I'm talking about. Some of y'all seen with y'all own eyes and heard with y'all own ears that I ain't up in here making this up. Yes. Yes, auntie. What a narcissist wants you to believe is that your gift makes you weak. The narcissist wants you to believe that your butterflies and sunshine are weakness, that your loving and openness is a liability, that you stupid for loving and trusting. The biggest lie ever told. This is the gift that Yahushua HaMashiach operated in when he moved with compassion. Read it, y'all. It says he was moved with compassion. When he multiplied fish and bread and was selling fish, not selling, giving away 5,000 fish sandwiches, 4,000 fish sandwiches in another episode, he was moved with compassion when he operated in that power. And because the narcissist does not have this gift and cannot understand this gift and covets your openness, the narcissist wants you to believe you weak and crazy. And I am here to tell you that the narcissist is a liar. because the narcissist is afraid to be honest about how much they are broken, how afraid they are to live as themselves, how ashamed they are of their condition, and how crippled they feel that they can't connect like you do with other people. I'm telling you, it's a superpower. I am telling you right now that because of this gift, I have walked into courtrooms. I don't have a pedigree. I'm the first lawyer in my family. I don't have no big name. I don't have grandpa, great grandpa passed me down the law firm, and we know all of the politicians, and we go to parties at the judge house. I don't have any of that. But I'm gonna tell you what this gift has done for me. This gift has allowed me to go into spaces against people who are traditionally thought of as being more powerful because their people been in the game, their people has generations of lawyers, their people money run way deeper than mine, and walk into a courtroom and call good morning, judge. How's Billy doing? Know the judge children by their first name and letting you know that they know the judge on the first name basis. And this gift allowed me to mop courtrooms with them same arrogant jokers who do not have my gift. This is not a weakness. It is not a liability. It is an absolute superpower when you understand dominion and authority. That is what the narcissist represents. Your test to exercise dominion so you can heal and then you can heal others. Okay, Sister Yami. Now I'm glad that was making sense for you, sis. Don't you give up on your gift. And you know what? Before I start reading the other comments, y'all take me a time to read. I appreciate your patience. um, what I wanted to say about people with this gift who shut it off, who close down on it, who harden, it make you ugly. Like it literally like hardens, like it hardens you spiritually. You become spiritually hardened when you shut down and you close off that which belongs to it belongs to you, sis. It's yours. When people become so I'm sorry, y'all. It's a lady on Instagram. I do not know her name. I do not know her name, but I imagine like the way this lady face look, she actually has this post where she's like, people always ask me why I'm mad. I'm not mad. I just look like this. I just been through so much. I done been hurt so many times. I done been effed over so many times. My face just formed. This lady face actually like her eyebrows are like formed into a scowl. Like her whole face is deformed. And I'm telling you, the only thing that I imagine why she ended up deformed like this and why so much hard stuff happened to her in her life and why she was abused and mistreated the way that she was and why people threw her away the way that they did is because that sister has the gift of compassion and she decided to hell with it. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get you before you get me. And her eyebrows look like her whole face look deformed. You shut down on any gift that the Most High give you, it will cripple you. And with compassion, shutting down on compassion will make you hardened and you literally gonna start looking hard and you gonna crumple up. It's actually proverbs that say that bitterness dries the bone. Like it actually leads to autoimmune disease. You cannot shut down this gift. That is how much of a threat it is to the kingdom of darkness. I need you to hear me speaking out of the pages of the books of the hell that I have been through that have threatened to shut this gift down in my life. Don't stop loving. Don't be afraid to love. Don't stop forgiving. Don't stop being open. Don't stop sharing your life. You are a treasure in the earth. And there is an entire generation needing you to show up and tell the truth about hope beyond heartbreak. All right, I'm gonna try to read the comments like this. I have to take my narc to court for contempt. I'm scared to do it, but I have to. I don't know. I don't know about this. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't know about this. If you're dealing with a narcissist who knows that you trust more in the power of the court to make him act right than you trust in the power of the Most High to judge the matter on your behalf because you have forgiven and you have cleaned your hands, then he will do ignorant stuff just to get the emotional energy and the expense and the stress of a court battle out of you. I have seen jokers do it time after time again. They are jokers. You want to waste your time chasing a joker through the courts? I'm just asking. I don't fool with jokers. I refuse to take money from any client who want to chase a joker. The minute, and you can ask anybody who's ever consulted with me about contempt. If they dealing with a joker and it's a contempt situation, I will tell you quick. I'm not taking your money to chase a joker because the joker gonna keep joking. A joker gonna keep playing games until you stop being the victim to the joker. That's the kind of foolishness they do, and the reason why I can speak this way. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm getting personal tonight. My son's daddy. Now, look, y'all. I told y'all I was like Suge Avery because I used to think I was living the color purple. All my children have different daddies, just like Suge Avery. So, baby daddy number 2, he was a joker. I ain't even gonna talk about like how much I think I actually got a child support for my child before he turned 18. I can tell you that when it was all over, he owed me a child support debt he could never repay. And last year, was it last year? The year before last. So this is 2024. So 2022. In 2022, I had not spoken to him for more than 10 years. But I had a strong leading to reach out to him to call our son. At that time, our son, I want to say, was 25 years old. We talk about a joker. Not only a joker who didn't pay my child support, my child was his second child. But after my child, word on the street was there were like 13 other children that this man fathered. I'm talking joker. So listen, when I talk to you about jokers, I'm speaking out of experience. I had a child with a joker. So had a very, very strong impression. Give him a call and ask him to reach out to our son. And that's what I did. And at the end of that phone call, he made a comment about the child support. We ended up talking about child support. He didn't have his driver's license. He had been working under the table. He had been working under the table since the child support order went into place. And the first time he had his little taxes garnished, he stopped working. He only did jobs that he got paid cash or he got paid under the table after that. Because that's what jokers do. Jokers run from their responsibility. And so I said to him, I said, you know, you will never be able to repay the debt you owe in child support. And I'm willing to go ahead and just file paperwork with the court, resolve the debt, and close out the child support case. I said, the only thing that I ask in return is if you will agree to get a life insurance policy for our son's benefit so that when that day comes for you, some type of financial benefit will flow to our son. So he said yes, he would do it. But ultimately, he ended up getting missing and he never followed through. But I had already contacted the state and taking some necessary steps to set it up. It was some stuff I needed his cooperation with to finally just get rid of the child support. I want to say that that conversation was in April of 2022. December of 2022, the week after these people's Christmas, my son called me and told me his dad died. I didn't know nothing was going on in this man's life. I was operating in a gift that said show mercy. And I didn't know that I was washing my hands of a debt that I wouldn't ended up feeling like, like somehow I was the bad guy because I operated in compassion in that moment. I said, man, you ain't gonna never be able to pay back what you owe me. Just let me look, I'll pay for the policy. I'm just saying, if you're dealing with a joker who ain't gonna never be able to catch up on his child support, please negotiate a life insurance policy. Because if he's a joker, he's never going to do right. He's not going to do right by his kids. Not in time, not in money, not in actually living his life for them. He's only going to do what he does to drive you up a wall to get the emotional energy because you are consenting to being a victim to an energy vampire. I'm just saying, I'm not your girl for them games. I made peace with a dying man because I was operating out of compassion. Didn't even know the man was dying. All right. That's my little personal rant. What you say here, Sister Potato? Compassion makes you a light. Yes. Darkness cannot stand. Let me tell you something. When I started realizing that this thing was a superpower, y'all, I recognized that people who love the darkness, they was gremlins. Y'all remember what happened in Gremlins, right? What happened when you turned on the light on Gremlins? They started screaming, break it. You are so right, Sister Potato. Straight gremlins. When you are operating in your gift is exposing who the gremlins are. My daughter came out of an abusive relationship involving a narcissistic man. Took a really long time for her to regain her confidence. So this topic hits home for me. You know what? I'm glad. And I hope it blesses you and encourages you. I hope that you would share this with your daughter. Hey, y'all, if you are getting value from this conversation, please like, share, subscribe. Show some love in the comments. I'm telling you, this is real as it gets. For me to come out my bag and share with y'all my journey through narcissistic relationship. Because everything changed when I changed. Even though the narcissistic behavior never changed. When I changed, everything changed. I took back my power. I took back my joy. I yield peace like a weapon. And I love fearlessly. I have no fear to remain loving and showing up as myself because I broke my agreement with me being a victim. You don't get energy from me unless I agree to give it to you. And the only energy I'm giving is going to be laughter. I'm not giving frustration. I'm not giving rage. I'm not giving anger. I'm not giving that. You ain't getting that from me. You'll get this laughter. You'll get this happiness because I give that to everybody. Because that's my right. And that is my authority. Because I am the giver of butterflies and sunshine. And I'm powerful because of it. Even though you don't understand it. And you want me to think it's weak. But for real, it's my superpower. And Yah gave it to me. And I do beautiful things in the background with this superpower. So I'm sorry that that had to be her experience, Auntie. But I'll say this, if she will understand her superpower, if she begins to exercise dominion, if she gets relentless about forgiveness, she will be a powerhouse in the earth. The discernment will be on 100 when you can. Yes, gremlins. Look, you pass the narcissist test, you spot every other gremlin. You see them quick. Yes. But don't stop being you because they're a gremlin. You don't stop being loving because somebody else a gremlin. You just love fearlessly. You just don't love foolishly. It's a difference between fearlessness and foolishness. And we, as those who are gifted with compassion, we have to learn the difference. We have to discern the difference. They care less about court. Honey, look, find somebody who actually called me ready to hire me to take them to court chasing the joker. I'm like, nah, I'm not taking your money because you're going to be in and out of court because you're dealing with a joker. Any attorney with any kind of ethics about them will tell you how jokers move in court. Jokers do stupid stuff. We had a joker, it was so bad. He refused to pay child support, refused to pay child support, refused to pay child support. After these people got divorced, the man went, sold his business, liquidated everything, and refused to pay a dime, not one dime in child support. What we suspect he did, he went and had his family take ownership of the assets so the assets couldn't be traced back to him, and had his family put him on the payroll under the table so that his income could not be reached by child support enforcement. Like, jokers plot and plan how to not do right by you. They put more effort into frustrating you and getting you to screaming and hollering than the effort that it would take for them to just do the right thing. This is a joker's MO. Okay. This man was such a joker that we had court on Zoom. And this is only the second time ever in my entire legal practice, my entire legal career. There was only one other time that I ever asked a judge to throw somebody in jail. Because, y'all, I love my brothers. I do. And I do not believe in throwing Black men into the belly of the beast over child support. I do not believe in it at all. But this was the second joker in my entire legal career whose behavior was so disrespectful and dishonoring of his children that I was compelled to ask for an incarceration. When it was time for me to cross-examine this joker in Zoom court, and I got to the point where I brought out in testimony that just the past Christmas, where he had not paid child support for nearly 2 years directly to his ex-wife, that he had just given his teenage daughter $500 rather than sending the money to the mother. At that point in the testimony, the phone started freezing up. Hello, 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 hello. All of a sudden your phone don't work no more. Why? I had him on the ropes, fam. Had the joker on the ropes, and all of a sudden, hello, hello, I can't hear, and had our court date rescheduled. Because that's the kind of stuff jokers do. Um, um, I won't even take your money. I will not represent you if I detect it's a joker that just wants to frustrate you and see you spend money, and they're never going to do right even when a judge tells them they have to. Some things have to go to a higher court. And I'm not talking about a man's court. I'm talking about the most highest court. They do enjoy it, sucking your energy, for their enjoyment, but they can only do it with your permission. And that is the main point of navigating narcissism. You have the power to revoke your agreement to them eating you. You do not have to be lunch for anybody. I don't care what label you put on yourself. I don't care what label they put on themselves or you put on them. No one can eat you without your consent. So, running into knuckleheads and jokers. And look, I recognize that there's a different situation out here in the single world. Look, I've been booed up for 18 years. I'm hearing horror stories about what life is like for people who are looking to find their life partner out here. And my heart goes out to everybody who's not already in committed marriages and looking to be connected with someone. And I'm delighted to hear that you're not afraid to love. But the fact that you're recognizing that you're dealing with knuckleheads, just get more efficient at getting them out the way. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. As soon as you see a little joker spirit, just be done. And trust and know that remaining true to yourself, to your convictions, to not being taken advantage of, to not being anyone's victim, that is where your peace lies. Sometimes we like to believe that being with someone is the ultimate happiness. And I think that that's a very natural desire for us to have. But if I got to be with you at the expense of being myself, I'd rather be by myself. And even if that's just for a season. So just keep loving. And if there's something in you that's attracting knuckleheads or jokers, continue to do some introspection and continue to heal, because the things that are broken in us attracts the dynamic in jokers and knuckleheads. It really does. And that's why after my second abusive relationship, I said, you know what? I don't want to make eye contact with another man. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to go on a date. I don't want to be with anybody. I need to figure out what in me attracted this mess to me a second time. How did I attract two violent men to myself? Because I made a decision and I made an agreement and a contract with myself. I will never be abused in this way again. And in that season, 2 years before I was even willing to entertain male company, I had some very difficult conversations with myself and I did some deep work with myself. And I began working on being the type of woman who would be a good woman for the type of man I desire. So that's where I'll put that. Stay encouraged. Stay encouraged and don't waste time. And don't sit out there waiting for a joker to be better. Don't see the best or all the potential in the knucklehead or in the joker. When a knucklehead show up as a knucklehead, they are a knucklehead. Don't waste time. Oh, y'all talk about that joker in court. I was so mad. Let me tell y'all. I had to tell my client, I was like, you know what? Your ex is a joker. Like, you're gonna have to find a way to take care of your kids and just trust the most high is gonna make things right down the road for you. Yes, our heavenly father is such a good father. Yes, he is. I used to get in trouble for laughing in class because it would make other kids laugh. My oldest son has a crazy laugh too. But you know what? It's a true expression of who I am. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Sister Fatea. Hey, y'all, can I snitch her out? Like she actually sitting here in the studio with me right right now, all sneaky and quiet in the chat. Yes, thank you, Sister Fatea. Please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate you. Hallelujah. Thank you so much and bless you. Yes, you're welcome and bless you. You did the same thing, Sister LaShonda. Sister LaShonda, do you know you are so delightful to me this past weekend? Let me tell you what I said about you behind your back. Because y'all know I have a policy. When I talk about you when you're not around, when I say something about it, I have to tell you what I said about you behind your back. So I reached out to Brother Michael to give him an update about the weekend. Man, Brother Michael is like he threw a little shade that the family was getting together out here in Atlanta, and he's in he's in Tanzania, so he was throwing a little shade, feeling some type of way. So I called him to give him an update, and I described you, Sister LaShonda. I said, Brother Mike, that little body and all that mouth, he fell out laughing. He was like, "Oh, that's how it be. Little bitty body and big mouth." You it was such a treat. It was such a treat to meet you and fellowship with you in person. Thank you so much, Team Truth. Yeah, Sister Patea, I snitched you out. Uh yes, yes, she was a treat. It was such a treat to meet you as well, Sister Stacy. I love you so much. You're just such a sweet spirit. And I am looking forward. I am so looking forward to you no longer hiding either, sis. Yes, little body, big personality. Sister LaShonda, I love it. She said, you know what? Y'all ain't finna be treating me wrong because my body's short. I'm advocate for myself. I love it. You are a big advocate, and ain't nobody finna be overlooking you, Sister LaShonda. Not today, not on our watch. You our sister. Look, we will lend you our height. Because ain't nobody finna be stepping on LaShonda. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, we had too much fun, y'all. You family for real when you could come up with nicknames and poke fun. Cause look, Sister Lashada, you wasn't the only one. You was there when they got on me with them Uno cards. Talk about they got some cards I could see. Like you family, we could take jabs at somebody's eyesight, right? Like, oh y'all bought the giant Uno cards so I can read them. Okay, you got jokes. Okay, that's real funny. Yes, I am looking forward to more family time too. Cause only family could take those kind of jabs and ain't no love lost. Yeah, they did me wrong with them giant Uno giant Uno. But Sister Person, it was not but love, but you let me have the cards. It was your husband who had jokes talk about cards I could see. That was too much fun with all of y'all. So y'all know how much this stuff means to me. The reason why I had to get called out of the realm of divorcing families is for the full and complete operation of my gift. Yeah. Okay. Love you too. And that is because I had to overcome being the victim to my own narcissist and learn how to love fearlessly so that I can operate fully in the gift that I was made for, to be open, to be vulnerable, to be loving, to hand out butterflies and sunshine. To Here's one for you, y'all. Remember when Yahusha read out of the book of Isaiah in the front of the temple? He goes to the front of the temple, he opened up the scroll and the reading for the day, and he declared who he is through that reading. And the first declaration was that he mends the brokenhearted. This is the purpose for compassion gifts. This is the reason that you must be tested in your willingness to forgive after heartbreak. Will you be willing to be the heart of the Father to mend the brokenhearted with your gift of compassion? Will you do it? Will you continue to love as Yahusha loved? Will you heal as Yahusha healed? That is the ultimate test. That is the question. And that is the reason you do not give up on love. And embrace your gift. Embrace that it makes you smushy, mushy gummy berry. And it's okay. It is an unassuming superpower that no one sees coming. And it is wonderful. Love is actually the most powerful force in all creation. Love overcomes fear. Fear is used by the Prince of Darkness to cripple and manipulate people and to control people. Love overcomes fear. It is power. It is power that most closely resembles the true eternal nation of the Creator. And when you are gifted with this power, your enemies want you to see weakness where the Most High says you are strong. So be encouraged, keep loving, and don't be afraid. Well, y'all, this was fun. I hope this blesses you. Again, thank you for joining me for the conversation. Like, share, subscribe, drop a little love in the comments. Help a sister out. I appreciate you so much. And with that, I look forward to next time.